Yo, what's going on, everybody? Lightning K here for your Oakland Arons Week 5 report. Now, I know what you guys are wondering. Where's Week 4? Well, unfortunately, Week 4 was a bye week for us, and, well, the California Charizards couldn't quite make it. Well, as you guys know, I hate winning on technicalities like that, but kind of had to pick up a win like that, so we are now 2-2. But let's move on for Week 5 on what we got now. Starting off with our week, we have Fatality the Reuniclus. Alright, so Fatality's always done us pretty good, and with C.Mea, who we're going up against, the Blaster X Blazikens, we're going to need every little bit of firepower we can because he is packing titans such as Mega Metagross, Victini, Kirin B, Suicune, Mamoswine, Hitmontop, Golurk, Regice, and even Ditto. This guy is power. Like, this guy is going to be our hardest match, possibly this entire FBL match, because he is carrying some of the roughest, toughest, and meanest Pokemon in the FBL. Alright, so what we got against this is we're kind of centralizing around Metagross itself this week. And I do apologize for the birds in the background, they are being overly talkative. But Fatality is packing Size Shock, Shadow Ball, Trick Room, and Calm Mind with a minimum speed in order to outpace that Metagross. Because that Metagross is going to be our biggest threat. Alright, so moving on, we have Squishy the Gastrodon, which is going to be Clear Smog, Toxic, Amnesia, and Recover. Now, Squishy can't physically touch Metagross, but we have other Pokemon that he's got, such as Victini, Kirin B, and Suicune, that he can do some damage to. Any Pokemon that gets set up will get cut down due to that Clear Smog. We also have Amnesia and Recover along with leftover support to indeed capture anything that we possibly can get and make this thing as stally as humanly possible. Alright, next up we have Maleficent. So for those who've seen my Week 3 matchup, Maleficent is just an absolute legend. Maleficent managed to pick up and pretty much turn that game around from a rather steep uphill climb to an easy sweep, and we're bringing her back this week with Superpower, Knockoff, Rock Slide, and Rest. Now, Rest and Chesterberry, that way we can get as much defense as we can. As you can see that we are running a near full HP investment with half attack and half special defense, more or less. We are also running minimum speed on most Pokemon this week. Alright, next up we have, coming into the limelight for once, is Dozer the Bastiodon. Now, Dozer was one of those Pokemon I was still really iffy about because there's not really much that he can do, except he's got that mean metal burst, which is pretty much the mirror coat and counter of the steel types. Anything that gets dished at him is going to get dished back twice as hard. Doesn't matter what. And we are also being as slow as possible because we need that to hit. Alright, so we're also running Stealth Rock as an entry hazard, Rest for any kind of damage that we could just recover, and of course Roar to switch out into the rocks to definitely do some major damage to his team, chip damage. Alright, so next up we have Goodyear the Drifblim. Now Goodyear, he's always been a personal favorite of mine because, you know, I just absolutely love Drifblim, if you guys haven't already told. Alright, so we're running Substitute, Stockpile, Pain Split, and Baton Pass. Now, this set is a little bit on the different side because we need whatever we can get. You know, get a substitute up against some of our harder hitters like Dozer or anything. You know, they can't touch us. They wouldn't be able to touch us, but it's probably better to move on to our next Pokemon after we finish it up, and this is why we'd be using the Baton Pass. Okay, so we're running a full HP investment with defense and special defense as much as we can. That way we are just tanky and bulky. Because otherwise, Goodyear's not going to be doing much. Alright, so next up we have Falcon the Skarmory. Alright, Skarmory this week, we are running a full defensive Skarmory with a physical attack with Swords Dance, Iron Head, Brave Bird, and Roost to do just as much damage as we possibly can against the rest of his team. His Regice is not going to want to stay out there, along with his Hitmontop. Golurk's going to have an issue. We're going to even have issues, he's even going to have issues with his Mamoswine and Chestnut, Kirin B, and even as far as Victini, if we do get a lucky hit with that Brave Bird. Alright, so my prediction that he's going for this week is, of course, he's definitely bringing that Mega Metagross. More than likely Victini as well as that sideline helper. Hit him on top for that, perfect little Intimidate and a Rapid Spinner. Golurk probably is going to be bringing with some sort of barrier to protect himself. He's going to be doing a lot of damage with this team. I'm going to have to be very careful with this team. I'm going to have to work around, try and figure out what we possibly can do to protect ourselves and outlast him. Alright, well, that's actually going to do it this week for your Oakland Arons Week 5 pregame build-up. And I will see you guys next time, where we will take on the Blaster X Blazikens. Peace out.